Okay, Eisenberg kiddos, this is your writing lesson for Thursday, April 9th. We're going to be continuing our friendly letter today, and I've pulled up one of the pages from Dear Dragon, which is the book you read on Monday. I had all the different letters in it. And today, as I read this letter from Blaze, I want you to be thinking about what are some things that Blaze says he is hoping for, some things that he wants to happen. And then I also want you to think about what feelings does he share in his letter. So what's he hoping for and what feelings does he share? So he has his date up here at the top, May 12th, and his greeting says, "Hey, George, I am psyched about the picnic and I can't wait to attend. Who'd have thought this pen pal thing would make me a new friend? Writing more sounds awesome. I was going to ask you too. I've never liked to write as much as when I write to you. Your friend, Blaze." So I asked you to think about what are some things that he's hoping for. So you might want to pause and look for some things. What is he hoping for? So I noticed in this story that he is hoping for being able to continue writing in the future. And I know that because he says, writing more sounds awesome. I was going to ask you too. So that's something he's hoping that they can continue to do. The other thing I asked you to look for were some feelings. What are some feelings that you see in this part? I noticed he says, "I'm psyched about the picnic." And I love how he used that word, "I'm psyched," because that's much more interesting and shows a lot more than just saying like, "I'm excited." I'm psyched about the picnic. And then he says, "I can't wait to attend." So that shows his excitement too. And then it says at the very bottom, "I've never liked to write as much as when I write to you." So that's his way of telling George how much he loves to write with him and how excited he is for that. Can you think of something that he could have asked Blaze in his question? Or in his letter? What's something he could have asked? Maybe he could have said, "Are you excited too?" Or "Are you psyched too?" That would have been a good thing for him to ask. So now let's switch over to your letter. So you can see this is the letter that I've been working on over the last couple of days. You should have your date at the top, your greeting. Make sure you have your comma at the end of your greeting, your introduction paragraph where we made some small talk, we asked a question, and then our middle paragraph, our second paragraph, where we told some things that we've already done since we've been out of school. So we're going to start at the end of our paragraph. You enter down 2 times, 1, 2, and then push your tab button. Remember, the tab button makes our little indent, and that's how we show that we've started a new paragraph. So today's paragraph is going to focus on our future. So yesterday we focused on things we've already done, and today we're going to focus on things that we hope will happen in the future. So our first 2 sentences today, I would like you to focus on what's something that you hope you will be able to do in the coming weeks of us still being off school. So we all know now that we're not going back to school this school year, which makes me so sad. But that means you're going to have a lot of free time in the month of April and the month of May. So what are some things that you hope that you'll be able to do in the future while you're staying home? So for me, one thing that I have been hoping I'll be able to do is read some more of the Harry Potter series with Eli, because he and I started reading together over the summer. And then, of course, once school got started and things got busier, we kind of lost our mojo with it. We stopped with it. So for my first sentence, I'm going to say, I am hoping, and you could start that way too. I am hoping that Eli and I will be able to continue reading the books in the Harry Potter series. Okay, so your first sentence is something that you are hoping will happen or something that you're hoping you will be able to do in the future as we're still off school. Then I want you to tell me a little more about that. So you're going to add a detail sentence to explain more. So you could tell why you want to do that thing, or you could tell me, just give me more information about what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, how you're going to do it. So this is the part where I'm going to add my why, like why I want to do that. And my why is we read the first book over the summer last year, and Eli read the second book on his own, but then we had to stop for a while. So that second sentence is me explaining why I'm hoping we'll be able to read those books. So your second sentence should tell more about your first sentence. So you can tell why, how, or give me more information. Okay. All right. Then for sentence 3, I want you all to ask me another question. So an important part of letters is not just telling information, but usually you want to get information back from that person. So you're going to think about what's a question that you would like to ask me, and you're going to add it in here. So for example, you might want to say, what are some things that you would like to do while we are out of school? Because you might be wondering what the other person is going to be planning on doing. So sentence 3 is going to be a question. You're going to ask me a question about something that you're wondering. Okay. And then usually we end with a feeling. Okay. So since my favorite feeling to share with you is I love you, I miss you, and I wish you well. I always say that to you guys. So that's going to be my feeling sentence. So your fourth sentence in this paragraph is going to be a feeling. So you can tell me how you're feeling. You can explain why you're feeling that if you want to, but you need to have one more sentence at least that gives a feeling. So I'm going to reread my paragraph and make sure it all makes sense. I am hoping that Eli and I will be able to continue reading the books in the Harry Potter series. We read the first book over the summer last year, and Eli read the second book on his own, but then we had to stop for a while. What are some things that you would like to do while we are out of school? I love you, I miss you, and I wish you well. Okay, so it's always a good idea to go back and reread what you wrote to make sure you didn't miss any words and make sure it all makes sense together. So that's it. That's your assignment for today, is to write your third paragraph. And remember, sentence 1 is something you are hoping to do in the future while we continue to be off. Sentence 2 gives me a detail about that. So you're going to tell me more about the thing that you want to do while we're off. Third sentence is to ask me a question, something that you're wondering about from me. Fourth sentence is to share your feelings. How are you feeling? Okay. All right. That is your writing lesson for today, and I will be back with your lesson tomorrow.